Now we're going to look at some specific writing strategies to help us write our Task 1 report. And in this lesson, we'll be learning how to paraphrase the question and write the first step in the 4-step structure, which is our introduction. So once more, here is the 4-step structure, and today we are looking at the introduction. So we're concentrating on this step, the introduction. Quite simply, this will be one sentence and we rewrite or paraphrase part of the question given to us. So let's take a look at that now. So as you may remember, we split the question statement into 2 parts. In blue, we have our topic sentence, and this is where we get all the information about the data from. It's this sentence that we need to paraphrase or simply rewrite in order to make our introduction sentence. Of course, down here we have the question sentence, but this remains pretty much the same for every single Task 1 question. So, in blue, the topic sentence, this is what we need to rewrite by paraphrasing and changing some of the vocabulary that we see here. Simply put, the topic sentence is super important. So let's take a look at an example. We paraphrase the topic sentence to create our 1-sentence introduction. This shows the examiner we understand the data that we see, but it also shows the examiner that we can paraphrase language effectively. And we really do this by using synonyms. So synonyms are words that are different but have the same or very similar meanings. They're super useful for paraphrasing. So let's take a look at an example. Let's read this question now. The graph below shows the average temperatures over 1 year in 3 cities. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So this is a previous IELTS Task 1 question. In blue, our topic sentence, I have underlined a few pieces of vocabulary that I will change. The rest I'll pretty much leave the same for my introduction. So let's take a look at this sentence paraphrased to create my introduction. The graph depicts the overall temperatures across 1 year in 3 metropolitan areas. So I have simply rewritten and paraphrased the question to create my introduction. Instead of shows, I have used the piece of vocabulary depicts, and you can always do this too. Instead of averaged, I've used something similar but not quite the same, overall. Instead of over 1 year, I've used across 1 year. And instead of cities, quite simply, I've rewrote this into metropolitan areas. Now, this is a perfectly good introduction sentence just by making a few changes to the topic sentence in the question. Synonyms are very important for paraphrasing. Let's take a look at another example. The graphs below give information on soft drink sale prices over 5 years. I'll not read the question sentence, I'll just read this in blue, the topic sentences. That is what I need to paraphrase. So let's take a look at this sentence rewritten and paraphrased using a few synonyms. The charts below show information on drink prices over a 5-year time period. Okay, so instead of graphs, quite simply I've used charts, and you can do this too. Instead of give information, we have show information. And I changed slightly 5 years into 5-year time period. So that's another sort of phrase that is very similar. There's no huge changes really other than what we have seen. All I need to do is change some of the vocabulary to paraphrase the topic sentence in the question. So, in a nutshell, that's how we paraphrase the topic sentence to create our introduction for our Task 1 report. In the next lesson, I'm going to be showing you a few more modelled live writing examples of me paraphrasing the question to create our introduction sentence. See you there.